What's good? Is that fantasy guy joined by a couple guys? But first, before I even introduce these guys, first I need to talk about my take I put out there about D. Ernest Johnson. D. Ernest Johnson. I said the man ran a 4.8, and I was trying to basically tell you guys not to temper your temper your expectations. That's what I was trying to say. I didn't think he would do anything, but for some reason, this man decided to go out and have the career day of his life after I made my take, and everybody been in my comment section letting me know about it. So y'all don't let me know when I'm saying something right. Y'all don't come back and say thank you, fantasy guy, or you was right on this guy, but you let me know when I'm wrong. So thank you for that. Thank you for holding me to accountability. Fuck you though. But so I want to introduce two of my homies from my home league. And this, even though I always put out a video weekly about the league that I run, this is the home league that started before that. And Mr. Perkins started this league. And so first I'll introduce you to Terrence Perkins.
What up, YouTube? Are we doing the introductions now?
Yeah.
All right. What up, YouTube? This is Terrence Tyler of House Perkins, the god of mischief, and I'm linking up with my boy, that fantasy guy, my arch nemesis. They say keep your enemies closer, so I want to be on my enemies show, getting all the knowledge he's been dishing out to you guys.
Nah, yeah, that's one thing I didn't say. This is definitely my arch rival and everything, But as of lately, it's been fantasy football. It's not really an arch rival just because I haven't really seen Terrence Perkins in the playoffs lately. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll touch on that later.
But next we got my man Darnell coming in with his name D Nice.
And Nice.
Say what's up to the folks, man.
What's up, fantasy people? We all in it to win it, right? I'm in it to win it all this year. Taking all these guys down.
Now, I will give this man props because, he has done something the two of us have not done in that league, and he has won a championship in that league. I mean, I didn't win a lot of championship over my years, but I play in a lot of leagues. But for some reason, I cannot take down this league. It just ain't meant for me.
Maybe the Terrences need to get in another league. Both Terrences cannot win championships.
Yeah. Big T, I thought one of us would be starting a trash talk, but it looked like D Nice kicking it off. But
yeah, you see that,
huh? I might need to change your name or something. Maybe I need to name yourself Darnell or something, or what's the other guy? Watson, Christopher, Chris. I mean, I might win a championship.
Well, look, D Nice, we got a lot of topics to cover. I don't want you to run out of all your jokes before we get to all the topics. So let's save a few for later on.
So the league. What is this? Our 6th or 7th season? What is this?
I think this is our 6th season.
So the league been going on 6 years, and it started out with about just like 8 people. I think it started out with 8, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is our 7th season. This is our 7th season.
Okay. How many we started off at 8 or 10? 8 or 10?
It started off as an 8-man league, then went to 10, and we've been 12 ever since.
Yeah, so just homies. Most of us know each other from UNO, University of New Orleans. People, if you don't know, I know how many of us went to UNO. 2, 3, 5, 6, like 5, at least 5.
Me, you, Darnell, Kevin, Jared, Kendrick, Brad.
7. Brad went to UNO.
Yeah.
But so 7 of us went to the same university. I know I ended up bringing in some Houston folks. So Gerard, Hall, Watson,
Daniels.
Yeah, that's Gerard.
And Ricky and I went to middle school together.
Okay, and Ricky stays in Houston. I didn't bring him in, but he stayed
Yeah.
in Houston. So yeah, so that's how this league came about. A bunch of homeboys. Um, the last, I don't think we had any change in members the last 3 years. I think
No,
since Ricky came in, nobody has changed. This is the third
Devin,
season.
we forgot about Devin. Devin was the
Oh,
latest
Yeah,
person
he's the
we
latest.
added to the league. It's been about, this is his third year in the league, and we've had a pretty solid crew. Everybody's, knowledgeable about fantasy for the most part.
yeah,
And
we've been trying to get someone solid because these guppies you keep bringing in the league, we taking advantage of.
Hey, some of these guys,
He
they learn it
bringing
though.
millions in the league
uh,
to do his bidding. But
we'll look. We're gonna ask for elaboration on
uh,
who those guppies are a little bit later.
you should tell us because you trade with him.
yeah.
But but yeah, so what's next. We need to discuss the standings. Where we at in the standings? What it's looking like? How you feel about your position? I guess we can go to D Nice first.
And Stan is Kendrick #1, man. He just nailed the draft with these receivers. I mean, man, I'm hating because I need one of those receivers. Yeah, he's no. I like Kendrick. His team looking nice. Then you got Brad. He's got a strong team. He did well in the draft. Third place. Watson. I don't know. He's got Lucky Charms up his butt. He's always in contention.
Well, now we gotta put some respect on that man name. 2 time in a row
Yeah,
champion.
2 time in a row
I'm not gonna
champion.
call it luck.
And then I'm in fourth, and I got my man Perkins here under me. Then the fantasy guy, he's creeping on up. Then you got Daniels. Then all the rest of these guys are trying to make a miracle happen. You know. So
Now,
it's still.
do you feel you deserve to be in the fourth spot? Like, did have you had any games that you lucked up, or maybe games that didn't go your way, and you feel like you deserve to be higher? Like, how you feeling about
For
the
most
fourth
part,
spot?
for most part, it's deserving. I think one game because my receivers, I probably could have won probably this week if I had better receiver play.
And
I
so,
lost by like less than 10 points.
so T, what about your spot, man? How you feel about your fifth spot? As Darnell said, right under him. Are you deserving of the fifth spot? Do you feel like you should be higher? That the games didn't go your way, or you feel a little luck has been involved, and you could be, closer to the bottom of the standings.
I think right now in the league you have two guys that are really separating themselves, and Kendrick and Brad. And then you have another tier of guys that are fighting to keep themselves in the mix. Me, D Nice, Daniels, and you. So right now, I think my team has performed about what I expected. I think my team is built for the second half of the season, and it's been a playoff drought for me. So hoping team finishes strong and can get in the mix and challenge Brad and Kendrick for this title.
So now my team is seventh, and I told you guys that my team was built for the second half. When I first drafted the team, I just needed to get maybe a few wins in before the second half, and that didn't happen. So I'm at 3 and 4, sitting at the seventh position, but I'm in a mix because there's multiple people. I mean, to be honest with you, it's probably most of the league is only separated by 2 wins. From the fourth position down to the 12th is only separated from by 2 wins. A bunch of people got you got 5 people that's 2 and 5. I'm the only person that's 3 and 4, and then you got 3 people that's 4 and 3, one that's 5 and 2, then the two at the top that Perkins was talking about. that's 6-1. That's really separating themselves. So they most likely got a spot in the playoffs waiting for them unless their team just totally self-destruct. You might as well go ahead and pilsen them two in for the playoff. Darnell said that the fantasy police Watson is getting lucky. And I'm glad you said it because I'm not going to say it because I don't want that man to feel like I'm hating on him any bit of the way. Because guess what? I might not like him as a person, but I respect the man fantasy wise. But
Yeah, I got it.
So next topic we're gonna talk about our fantasy philosophy. How what's your mentality going into the draft and how you want to construct your team. And I'm going to go with Mr. Perkins first.
So the mentality going into the draft, we had the advantage this year. Anybody that finished in the top 5, we knew where we're gonna draft all off season. So we had that added benefit of having a lot of time to really plan out what our strategies were gonna be. I'm always looking to anchor my team with 2 solid running backs. And the 5th spot was a great spot for me to anchor my team with one of those guys. As far as draft philosophy, it's just kind of being fluid, reacting and not overreacting as situations come up in the draft, and haven't done enough research prior to make smart decisions when things don't go your way. But in typical Terrence fashion, things didn't go my way, and I tilted and didn't make the decisions I wanted to make during the draft.
Things did go your way. You just got greedy. What you talking about?
Also true. Caught me.
So I'm gonna tell you guys what he was talking about because this man told me I think he was gonna go like running back, and then draft a bunch of quarterbacks, and he saw Eckler fall, and that just threw off whatever he was trying to do.
My plan was I was going to use my first pick, get my running back, and that went according to plan. Got Zeke, and with my second and third round picks, I told myself if they fell to me, I was going to get Josh Allen and Kyler Murray and have 2 elite quarterbacks in our Superflex league.
What you had a chance to do.
Which I could have done. Second round came and Austin Eckler was available. I had Austin Eckler as my 6th overall running back. Couldn't pass that up and took the double running backs.
Which I can't say he regretting because with Zeke and Eckler, they like top 4, huh? I think they're in the top 4, top 5, both of them.
Something like that. Yeah, both of them.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's got the best dual running backs in his league.
Do we?
He does.
I used to.
Oh yeah. I mean, they got to play first. Hold on.
But
they got to play. Your team looking like it could be competing.
But I do feel good about my running back core, but at the same time, it's hard seeing Kyler Murray playing the way he's playing. We're thinking you could have had him on your team.
Yeah, because you were spot on about him. He's been playing well. Now, one thing that when we was given the description of the league that I forgot to mention, I did forget to mention that it is a super flex. It's half point PPR, super flex.
With a flex.
Start two running backs, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, got 1 flex, and then you got the super flex position. You got a defense and kicker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Start 10. You don't count the defense and kicker, it's on start 8. But so to you, Darnell, what is your fantasy philosophy. How do you go into the draft and trying to construct your team?
Yeah, I was thinking running back from the beginning because this is the way how the environment is league. A lot of these guys try to get the running backs early, so I have to try to get them. And then after the running backs, you got to get to since it's a superplex. I was thinking quarterback. And the receivers was an afterthought to me. I was hoping I was going to get a Debo Samuel type of receiver late in the draft, but I had Antonio Brown. I ended up trading him for Allen Robinson. You know how that's going for me. So yeah, that was my draft. It was basically running back and a quarterback were my main two major
Is
picks.
do either of y'all
Draft.
think? Do either of y'all think Debo Samuel is the guy we're gonna look at after this season and say he was the late round guy that won people championships?
What round did he go in though?
Like same round, Antonio Brown. I don't know which round
I
that
think
was.
I think when we looked, Darnell, he went
130th.
130th overall,
Yeah,
130th. So that's
131st,
like
30.
10th,
10th round.
9th. No, that might be 9th. Could be early 9th. Could be early 9th, huh? What you said? 100 and what?
30th.
130th.
Okay, that might be late 10th. Okay, late 10th, 11th. Okay,
But still,
Yeah.
even if it's the ninth round, that's a wide receiver, a top 5 wide receiver in the ninth,
Yes,
10th round.
yes, he is.
That's a game changer.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, but this year's James Robinson is definitely Cordell Patterson though. That's
Oh
not
yes,
Yeah,
yes, he is.
yeah.
Yeah,
not even
definitely.
a question. People was
And
looking for who he was gonna be.
he wasn't even drafted.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
James Robinson wasn't
yeah.
drafted.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was
Yeah,
picked up by
Perkins
Terrence last
picked him
year.
up out the waiver wire.
Yeah, before the
And let me
season
tell you a
started.
story, fellas, because I was sitting there just looking at my phone wondering who to drop. And I'm like, I don't really want to drop Edmonds. And when I finally made the decision to drop him, after 15 seconds of deliberating, it said player already picked up. I said, ain't this a mother? So I mean that's what happened. You gotta make split decisions, in this league,
Yeah, whenever you hear somebody's the starting running back in this league, you gotta grab them.
But as the guys were saying, I'm big on my running backs as well when it comes to my draft philosophy. In this league, as you keep hearing, the theme is running back. People are crazy about their running backs. They go fast. You got to get you one early, get you two early if you really like it, because they're going to go real fast. Quarterbacks, it's not even that many quarterbacks drafted in the first few rounds. I mean, I don't
Which is crazy for a super flex.
Yeah, they went through the running backs like a hurricane about to come. Like the store was empty of food. It was so empty of running backs going into the third round. That had me worried there. I
and
get my
just
running back.
And just for people to understand, what I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes went 4th overall, and another quarterback was not drafted until the 3rd round, 5th spot, and that was Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, this guy, Mr.
That's
Perkins.
how we care about quarterbacks. We don't care about quarterbacks in the draft. Then all of a sudden, people start making dumb moves in the season to get a quarterback. I don't understand. I am confused.
That's good.
But it is what it is. I guess the next topic. Let's talk about trades. The last trades that happened. The last trades that tried to happen. And for the people at home, if you don't know, our league does have a veto voting system. It only takes 6 votes, I think. 6, or did you move it up? Is it
It's
6
6
or 8?
votes.
It's six.
Okay,
It's
6
six.
votes.
6 votes, which is half the league. to get a trade vetoed. So let's go to the last trade that happened. You was a part of that trade, right, Darnell? Tell me about it.
Yeah, yeah. I needed to upgrade a receiver, so I looked up Thielen, and I traded my quarterback Tua and Allen Robinson to get him. And yeah, they got
I think the exact
accepted.
trade was Tua. You traded Tua and Allen Robinson
Allen Robinson, yeah,
for Adam
yeah.
Thielen
Hmm.
in a super flex league. You don't think you gave up too much for Adam Thielen?
Mm, I mean, if I'm looking at the trade value chart, Allen Robinson was worth a drop. So it's basically just me, Dylan and Tua. I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at because Allen Robinson was not going to see my starting lineup, or he's going to be dropped. So I
Yeah.
actually just gave him Allen Robinson just to clear a spot. Yeah, he got a
Yeah,
2 for 1.
they have
You know,
some fantasy figures saying you could drop
you know.
Robinson. So I understood the trade. Plus,
Yeah,
he tried to get rid of Tua because there's trade rumors going involved.
that
So
too. He could be benched. Well,
even
Watson
though
could be coming. We don't know.
I do feel like
It's risk. It's risk on Kevin's end.
he paid a
Yeah,
lot for Thielen, but he was getting rid of someone that he was willing to drop, and also someone that was risky for him. So
yeah. I
I
understand that.
the move.
Yeah, yeah. I understand
Would
it's
a
a
move
super
that I
flex
would have
league.
done, not for Thielen, but but I understand
Yeah,
because he left holding
I'm
the bag.
always I'm always hesitant when I'm trading for middle tier receivers. I feel like I can get an approximation of Thielen's production from the waiver wire, whereas a quarterback at Tua's level, it's a little harder to come by.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the situation I'm in too. It's hard for me to get those receivers. That's like the Tony guy, like the who's that other guy that got picked up? That was a receiver. Forgot. But like guys like Tony, I wanted him. He was a solid receiver, but Big
Well,
Terrence
you
got
sure
him.
didn't come to me and say you wanted him.
Oh, because I gotta pay this.
It's funny that man he willing to pay other people and he don't want to pay me. He don't even come to me. He don't
But
even
Tony,
ask. Like
but Tony
you
is
know what
still
he come
come
to
up.
me about? He come to me about my top tier players. Like he'll come, yeah, how much Kamara cost? Why are you coming to me asking for my number one guy? You know you gonna pay. But somebody like Tony, that could be negotiated.
I just need somebody
I would have took
proven.
two off your hands.
Now it would be a different story if Tuna. I say Tuna. Tua get benched. It'll be like, wow, that's a you know effed up trade for Kevin, but it's a risk on both ends. Yeah, the risk I pay a little bit more, but it's still a risk that he could be benched for Watson, Deshaun Watson. You know.
So the next trade on the list was my trade with Hall. I traded Tom Brady and Javante Williams to get Delvin Cook and Carson Wentz. And I heard that Perkins felt some type of way about this.
Felt some type of way with uh I wouldn't go that far. I think when people are making trades, you put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself if you would have done the same thing. And if I was if I was on the Dalvin Cook side of things, I wouldn't have done that trade.
So, and going into the mind of Hall, and I can only tell you what Hall told me. I know he was getting tired of dealing with Cook injuries. Um, and he didn't mind, he liked Javante Williams. And of course, Brady is, I think, number 2 in production right now out the quarterbacks. I personally wouldn't have did trade. If I was Hall, I would have went after my backup, which I had his backup on my bench, I would have just paid for the backup and solidified the injury if he was worried about the injury. That's what I would have did. But
With
some people like to shake things up for their team. People don't like
yeah,
to stay stagnant.
here's the thing though. Even in a super flex league, with Tom Brady being the number one quarterback, Tom Brady, you know the numbers better than me, Big T. How many points is he averaging?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think he's 25 points per game.
Let's go with 25 points a game. And how many points is Carson Wentz averaging?
16,
Like
17.
16, 17 points. Now compare the drop off from what you're getting from Brady to Wentz to Dalvin Cook and Javonte Williams. The drop off is much bigger in the running back side of things. You're not gonna find another bell cow running back. You'll find
It depends on how you feel because Javonte Williams is a rookie. So if you feel like he's going to take over the backfield, and that's the thing with the rookies, whenever you're dealing with rookies, you're trying to project what's going to happen as the season go on. I know Javonte just had a decent game. I think he put up almost 15 points, and that might have swayed him in that trade. But we talked about this trade 2 weeks ago. It just didn't get done.
I guess
But
I guess
it was supposed to be a bigger trade. It's supposed to be like a 3-on-3 trade. I think I was supposed to put Montgomery in the trade, but as it went on, that I guess he didn't want Montgomery, or he didn't want to give up that much. But it was supposed to be a bigger trade. But next trade up is your trades. T, I think your trade was the last trade. Do you remember it? Because I gotta find it.
Yeah, the trade I made was vetoed. It was Damian Harris, Sam Darnold. No, Damian Harris, Matt Ryan, and
I found it.
Marcus.
I can tell you it was you had Damian Harris, Matt Ryan, and Marquez Callaway, and you was getting back Big Ben and Chubb. Nick Chubb.
Yep.
And I guess the people in the league did not like that trade because it was the veto. And that was a trade that I honestly thought was going to go through. But I guess it was probably a recent memory of the last trade you attempted to do, and that was vetoed also. But
I think we're gonna discuss later on thoughts on vetoing, and when it's appropriate and when it isn't, or the ethics, I guess, of vetoing trades. On the merit, just focusing on the trade itself. Again, I'll phrase the question: if I would have done it, if I was the other person, probably not.
Hell no.
No, I wouldn't have. But by the letter of the law, was it a fair trade? I believe so.
Oh, you feel it was a fair trade done now?
No.
And I don't want to go too much discussion on. Like I said, I thought that trade actually was a pass. That wasn't as bad as the other trades. So we're gonna get into the.
It wasn't as bad, but it wasn't a fair trade. I mean, you getting more in return. Better to say that.
This trade was another Perkins special. Perkins was giving up J.D. McKissick, Chase Claypool, and Tyler Haneke to get Robert Woods and Joe Mixon back. Yeah. The league went crazy, and I got text messages. I sent out text messages. I got phone calls. I made phone calls. But and I don't. And people think I got more influence than I have. Like I might have called 2 people. That's it. Most of them be coming from people on your end. And just to let y'all know, the going joke is like, my end is the Houston people, and his end is like the New Orleans people because he brought most of the people in. Which, like I said, I only brought 3 people in, and one of them not on my side. That's one is not on my side. That we know that. So I don't have too much pull. But what you thought about that trade, Perkins? They getting vetoed. What you thought about that?
So the veto in part itself, I think we need to table that conversation for a little bit later on. So again, I'll ask myself, if I was the other person, would I have made that trade? No, I would not.
Hell no.
No. But at this, I'll ask the question: when you guys are making trades, are you making trades to better your team or to make sure you're giving giving a balanced trade to the other person? Are you doing what's in your best interest or in the best interest of the other person involved?
Well, if you want to know my answer to it, I'm doing what's not only in my best interest, but also what I know going to get past the veto, because the both of the Terrences are looked at with a microscope in this league. So we have to pay something close to a fair price. Even if it might be one person that feel like it's not that's not a fair trade, it better look close to a fair trade.
And that's where, and I think again, that's where the veto system has become corrupted a little bit.
Let's get into the veto subject, since you keep bringing it up. Let's get into the veto subject. Tell your, because guess what? You're the commish. You made the veto system. It was at 4 players at one point in time, and you upped it to 8. Upped it to 6. So go ahead and give your spiel on the veto system.
I think in all of fantasy football, and every league is different, but I think the ethics of vetoing in fantasy football is to prevent collusion or someone that doesn't know what they're doing from being taken advantage of. In this league, I think we have 12 guys that know what they're doing, or at least know what they're doing enough to not be taken advantage of. So the only purpose of the veto system would be to prevent collusion. Like, this player is out of it, so they're going to dump all of their good players to one of their homeboys or to somebody else, or if somebody's putting money up to get players or something like that. Once you get into that subjective area of I think this person is winning this trade, so I'm gonna veto it, then you're letting your own biases affect what should be a neutral situation.
But isn't that the whole point of voting in anything? It is for your bias, for you to make your judgment, a sound decision, brought on by you. That's voting in any system. Anything you're voting on, your personal vote. You get to vote how you choose to. Because otherwise, if you was worried about that much of the vote, why not just get rid of the veto system? Why not get rid of the veto system, Commission?
Because the veto system is there so that everybody can have a voice. If 6 guys in the league think that something is unfair, those players in the league should be able to have say so in whether or not that goes through or not. But when 6 players decide that they're going to hold 2 other players to a different type of microscope than the other players in the league, then you're creating a competitive disadvantage.
This is true, but you know, I don't really complain about the veto anymore. We got too much noise. Is that Dardell? You
Yeah,
have
that's
a reverb.
Darnell.
But you know, that you know, I don't even complain about the vetoing system anymore because at the end of the day, that's the culture of this league. I just came to understand that's the culture of this league. At the end of the day, I'm gonna get taxed because you know, I would bring up the trade that happened last year where I did the trade about 3 or 4 times and I just kept adding players to it. It was ridiculous. It was clear I was giving up too much and it was still getting vetoed. But you know, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to prove a point to, you know, to let people know that, you know, people are doing this to me because it's me. And it will, you know, and I understand that now. And I just, you know what, I just live with it. It's what it is. They don't, you know, I guess they understand who they're dealing with. I take it as a
But
compliment now.
yeah, I stopped taking it. I don't take it as personally anymore. But I think Darnell will remember. I don't know if you remember, Big T. There was a trade that happened, I want to say year 3, maybe 4 in the league, where I sent a trade to someone, kind of left the trade floating out there. And then that player, the player that I was sending, or no, the player that I was trying to get got hurt out for the season. And then the player I was sending the trade to went on ahead and accepted the trade once their player was hurt and got my guy.
Was that Christopher Watson?
I do think it was Christopher Watson.
The crooked policeman? Oh, I'm sorry. The name of the team is the Fantasy Police. I thought it was the Cricket Police. Fantasy Police.
So
Two-time champion. Get his name right.
He is a policeman.
So I say that to say that in some instances, like if I feel like if me or you, Big Terrence, and correct me if I'm wrong, if me or you were on the losing end of a trade, it would not get vetoed.
Of course not. I mean, you know, and that goes with us paying. And I think you could have got that trade vetoed. You could have just let the league know you didn't like that, and people would have voted for it. Just like Darnell had that change of heart one time when he felt like he got fleeced on a trade. And guess what? Gerard remembers it, and he, you know, he keep that in his back pocket. Gerard don't forget anything. You remember that time that y'all did a trade, and then you changed your mind and got people to veto it. You remember it.
But so, and to your point, Big T, people are entitled to feel however they want and make decisions according to whatever they think is best. I would just ask that people use the same metric for evaluating what they deem a fair and unfair trade is, the same with everyone.
So what's your thoughts on the veto system, Darnell?
Like I said, it's how the league is, the environment. It's like if you get a really good deal of a trade, you know, these guys don't want you to get that really good deal of a trade. You know, it's just the environment. You can't have like those type of trades like Terrence was sending.
But so, but let me ask you this: just because this is your culture doesn't mean that it's right. Do you think?
Right.
Do you think the culture of vetoing trades because one person got the winning end of said trade is a good culture for a fantasy football league.
No, it's not. I
Well,
mean,
if
other
you're
leagues
saying
is
it's not right, or you saying it's wrong, and if you're saying it's wrong, you are the commission. What the fuck you gonna do about it? You can't just complain about the culture and not make any action. Otherwise, what's the point of complaining?
Because I'm a commissioner, not a dictator. Just because I personally feel that something is wrong doesn't mean I can exert my will over the rest of the league.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I would do if I was the commissioner. If I felt like you, I would we would either be getting rid of the vetoes, or two, we would up the number, up into 8. Yeah, I'm just saying, if I felt like you, I mean, I got to the point where I just, I just deal with it, At the end of the day, I know I'm not the commissioner, it's the league I play in. And if I get tired of the league, I cannot play in. It's just that simple. I don't get caught up in anything. Now, another thing the people, need to know that, for years, this was never a money league. So, in most money leagues, there's no veto in the money league. So this is the first year it's a money league. It's only a $25 buy-in, but in any money league I play in, there's no veto. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if there was no veto and that trade would have went through, that the trade with you and Kevin, this would have been my last year in the league, because it was just that bad. It wasn't that the trade was that bad. It's that the history. Kevin and you trade every single year. At least the last 3 years is some kind of trade like this. And this is a money league. You can't just be making bad trades. He don't shop around. It's like he don't be shopping around. It's just like he just accept your trade and that be it. And it be a lopsided trade. He don't
so
be it.
So I'm gonna speak on this. I'm not gonna speak on Kevin and what his decision making process is for making trades. You would have to get him on this live chat to talk about that. I can only speak on what you said about Kevin and I having a history of making trades with each other. In our league,
not just trades, lopsided trades, not just trades, lopsided trades.
Sure, we could
veto.
Whatever you think. But there's only 4, maybe 5 guys that are active traders in this league. So there is going to be a lot of redundancies in who's trading with who over a 6-year span.
D Nice, how many times have you traded with Kevin in this league?
Probably 3 or 4 times. I can think.
D Nice, how many times Perkins traded with Kevin in this league?
It's a couple of times a year.
Can you even count?
D Nice, how many times have you traded with Hall in this league?
At least maybe once a year. I haven't traded with him yet this year. I tried.
Yeah.
And how many times has Big Terrence traded with Hall?
Have they traded last year? I can't remember.
We did trade last year. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, they did.
When Hall winning, he don't trade. So the other 2 seasons was no trades with Hall like that.
Hall traded you Mike Davis for nothing, I believe.
He did. He did trade. Yeah, Mike Davis.
What happened?
And y'all traded, and y'all might have traded draft picks. I don't remember for sure.
You saying somebody traded me for nothing? What happened?
You got your handcuff. You traded for McCaffrey, and then Hall gifted you his handcuff, Mike Davis.
For nothing. So I didn't give up Gaskins. I didn't give up a starting running back. I didn't give up Gaskins. Thank you.
We can deliver.
You just talking.
Well, you didn't remember trading with Hall, so both of our memories are.
You just talking though. I gave up Gaskins.
Okay, now you remember.
Running back.
Now you all of a sudden remember the. Now you remember the trade you made with Hall. Now you remember. Now you remember. I'm glad I kickstarted your memory.
in this league, I overpay for players that I want. You underpay and get mad when people veto your trade. That's the difference between me and you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but I've been able to make trades that didn't get vetoed. So
that's good, and it's good when you able to make trades. Because thank God you trade with someone other than Kevin. We love when you trade with someone other than Kevin. If you want to trade with someone other than Kevin. But
well,
we're not gonna stay on that topic, veto it too much longer, but we will stay on the trade topic much longer. Players that you are targeting. Go D Nice.
I was looking at Diggs hard. You know, it's on a guys team that's pretty hard to trade with. You know, but Diggs was one guy, and yeah, and I also was looking at DJ Moore, but I didn't like his bye week with Julio Jones. They had the same bye week, and I also was looking at Hall's team. Huh?
You have Julio?
Yeah, I have Julio.
Okay. And you was looking at Hall's team. What you want from Hall's team?
Yeah, you got some receivers I'm looking at, but they're up and down, you know. So I was receivers shopping from guys' teams. Those were the guys I was targeting. Yeah.
And what about
you know, I got it.
Right now, my team doesn't have many glaring needs. At this point,
it's just from looking. Stop playing.
Well, let me finish then, motherfucker. But you always go into talent acquisition mode, trying to upgrade whatever positions you want to you can upgrade. So I treat elite wide receivers as something I'll pursue in the season. So I'll always look to upgrade my receiving core, and if a deal can be made for set it and forget it tight end, you want to add that player on your team. But right now, I feel good about who I'm putting out there every week.
Yeah, I'm not really targeting any specific player. I'm really trying to just take it one game at a time because I'm 3-4. I'm trying not to take too many losses. So if I'm able to make a trade to help me for this week, just this week, you know, I'm
What's so special about this week?
I need to win. That's what I just said. I'm 3-4, and I need to win. Nothing special about this week. Nothing special about the person I'm playing. It's just another week for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a nobody in front of me. You know, so I just need to make sure I have my ducks in a row and the right players to perform. You know, so no one might get lucky. You know, people get lucky, put up like 150. That's what I had to deal with last week. You know, someone putting up 150 points and me needing to put up 100. They had 152. I had to put up 155 just to beat them. And you know, I don't like to go through those headaches winning the game on a Monday night. You know, close Monday night game. I don't like that. But since you brought it up, we could talk about matchups. Now you are going against the Fantasy Police. What you think going on with that matchup is going to be a hard one for you. You did say he get lucky. He been getting lucky.
You did say lucky.
So he got lucky on me last year. Got lucky on me last year with when he had Lockett went off on me. I was winning that game. It's gonna come down to the wire. It's gonna be every position gonna count from the kicker to the defense. I gotta make sure I got a hit on that. Cause he's got CeeDee Lamb ready. He's got all these players ready, and he's winning it without Christian McCaffrey. So yeah, I have to make sure my team is ready to go. Make sure I play the right matchups. I gotta stay ahead of y'all guys. Can't let y'all take my position.
Now, it's a good chance that we probably have Watson on the show on one day. I don't think he minds coming on. It just depends on his schedule. But Watson, the fantasy police, is the two-time champion, and I'm gonna let y'all know, ain't too many people I've seen win a league 2 times in a row. I don't care if it was redraft or dynasty, I don't be seeing it. So that is definitely something he deserved props for. But
why don't you give that? Why don't you give that man his flowers then? While we're here.
I just did. But another thing that we do not mention, that is different from other leagues, and that I don't agree with, but it is what it is. I've been playing in the league years. That we have only 4 players make the playoffs out of 12, and we have a 2-week playoff game. So week 14, 15, then but that's how it was last the years. Week like 14 and then 15 will be on the combined points and be the winner of those 2 weeks. Whoever scored the most in them 2 weeks, and then it'd be 16 and 17 for the championship. And we used to be sometimes struggling to put players together because they'll be resting players by time week 17. So it's really could be taxing and stressful, and sometimes you just got to have the right players. I don't like that we're not fielding all our starters. We go into the last week of the season where we resting players. I wish it was more so 16 made it with 2 teams on bye and it'd be a 1 week, but that's the culture of this league, and it is what it is. It used to be even tougher because we had divisions. This is our first year without divisions, and divisions. I remember that led, I think, the first year to Jared making the championship with a losing record. Jared made the playoffs, won the division, I think, at 6 and 7, then made the championship. And I just don't like seeing stuff like that happen. I want to see the best teams in the playoffs. But that is what it is. And who is your matchup, Perkins? How you feel about it? Easy win for you?
The person I would not want to see in the playoffs?
Oh, no. I'm talking about the person you're playing. For the person you're playing, because we're talking about the matchup.
Oh, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I don't really look at it from week to week. I'll check it out on Sunday.
So you don't know who you're playing? Do you know who you're playing?
I have an idea. I think so.
Oh,
I think it might be you. It might be you.
Oh, okay.
It might be you. Nobody important.
Okay, I don't know because I don't care. It's another person from me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
Well, look. You play in 200 leagues. It's hard for you to keep track of who you playing every week.
So but since you brought it up, that was one of the topics. Which team would you hate to see in the playoffs? Like you struggled and you fought to get in the playoffs. You got in 4th seed, and bam, this team is sitting there waiting for you to first get in the playoffs, and you like, mother, what team is that for you, Perkins?
This is an easy one for me, and if I gotta play Daniels in any round of the playoffs, I'm just gonna rest my starters. It don't matter. I'm taking that L. For whatever reason, Daniels just got my number. So props to him for that. But yeah, I just can't beat the man. He can start a team he made from the waiver wire, and they're gonna put up 160 points and beat me. So if I see Daniels on the other side, I'm getting ready for my L.
And I will let y'all know, Daniels only won a championship once in the league. Probably like the second year. No, the first year. He was the one that won it the first year, but it was 8. And I haven't seen him in the playoffs lately. Daniel drafts some, I'm going to say, seasoned teams, like very seasoned, like like when you bring it back like 3-4 years, if they was all in their prime to be the best team ever. Like he like teams like that usually. So you haven't seen him in the playoffs lately. But he do have your number. Seem like if you had to go back and count all your matchups, You know, and he might have won 90% of them, but you know, it's
Yeah.
high.
Look,
Hey,
90%
what
is
about you?
generous.
Darnell, who would you want to see in the first round of the playoffs? You know, if you have to play them. You there? You hear me, Darnell? All right. I guess we dealing with his own issues. Darnell dealing with issues. So, um, with me, you know, at the end of the day, I think I don't know what it is. I think I go soft on when I play Hall. You know, I think Hall did knock me out the playoffs. I've been knocked me out the playoffs. Like I don't know. I just feel too confident when I play Hall. And like you know, and to be honest, you know, Hall my young buck. So it be feeling like you know that's my son. He been making me proud lately. He won the championship 2 games in a row. So I know who he don't want to see in the playoff because he even lost to the same person twice in the championship round. But for some reason, when Hall played me, it's like his Super Bowl, and you know, and Hall rise up to the occasion, and then once he beat me, then he just relax and get his behind waxed. It happens every time, waxed. You know,
Let me
so
ask Big T, when you take them L's to Hall, do you feel like the proud papa that's seen his little son like step up and finally beat dad, or do you feel a type of way like, dang, I just lost a step, like I can't even beat my little son no more, my little protege?
I feel like I couldn't even go hard in the paint over him. Couldn't even go hard in the paint. You know when you used to in basketball, you used to elbowing people, but you know when you play your son, you don't even want to go hard on him. So you just do a hard spin. You don't do the elbow with it. You know, so it's kind of like that, something like that. Darnell, you with us? You back with us? Not Darnell still having problems, but we about to get up out of here, man. Like that's pretty much everything. If unless you have something else, Perkins.
Nah, I'm just gonna add that despite me thinking you're the scum of the earth, you know, our league was really missing your weekly videos. So thank you for setting this up, and I think the league, the rest of the league, will enjoy these little videos.
Yes. So I used to do weekly videos for this league, just like I do for my Triple FL league. At one point, I was doing last season. I was doing a video for both of them, you know, and it was just too taxing. So I just decided to continue to you know do it for my league because the editing can take up time. But I was like, since I had a couple people bring up the videos I used to do, I said let's do a live there where we can go and knock out 2 stones with one. You know, we can get the video, and you know, and plus we can get other people involved. So it don't matter who, if anyone in the league want to come on, we'll do it like that. Anyone in the league want to come on, y'all come on. We gonna try to do this every Wednesday at night, and that's what me and Darnell agreed to. Anyone else want to come on, y'all welcome. I'm not trying to have the whole league on, even though I can have up to 10 people. But I know it get chaotic then. So I think the most I'm willing to have on maybe 5. We get up if we even get up to that. But you know, so if anybody want to come on, just let me know, and you know we'll make that happen. But anyway,
And
you got it.
last thing before we go, Big T. Next episode we need to discuss if we're gonna assign a last place punishment.
Yeah, well, people got to agree to do it. That's the only thing about that. Because
Like this late in the game, I don't think it should be anything too bad, but maybe last place add another $25 to the winner's pot.
well, it don't have to be that. It could be like I would personally rather something humiliating, like do the chip challenge. Like I would love we do the chip
Oh
challenge,
man.
or matter of fact, do it live. We could do it live or do a live chip challenge on here, and you know, and hey, I know you do it. You're supposed to eat the chip, not drink anything or eat anything for 5 minutes. So you know, that's we can make that happen for the last place. That'll be cool. Hopefully.
Some of these guys are older men. We're gonna give them heart problems.
I'm probably the oldest one in the league, probably. So stop it. They be
You
all
are
right.
you are an old ass dude.
You see these grades, bro? Like I wear them with pride. Like I be wanting the ladies to call me Zaddy. You heard me? But if you got a spot you want anybody to follow you on social media, go ahead and tell them.
No, I'm not on social media. That's all you, that fantasy guy.
But look at D Nice trying to come back in. Let's see if he can get in as fame. Nah, he win again. But anyway, so that's it for us. If you're not subscribed, subscribe anyway. Until next time.